My people, I want to say little thing concerning this NSAS protest. Actually, I was thinking on, I'm pondering on something concerning this whole issue. I have a topic, so I will not be able to, to address all the topic today. So I will do a video, the video today. Then tomorrow I will still do another video as regard to this NSAS protest. Actually, I want to. It's like this video is like a continuation from where I stopped last time when I was talking about the importance of Nigeria being together as one. Actually, I know that, like I said before, that this is not the time we should be saying I'm from Yoruba, I'm from Hausa, I'm from Ijo, I'm from Ishekiri, I'm from this all this one. No, this is not the time. This is the time we should fight together to say I'm from Nigeria, not I'm from Yoruba. We fight for our common good. This is the only time we can, fight for our common goal by uniting together. You see, during this NSAS protest, we're able to see the importance of unison, the importance of uniting together, working together to achieve a goal. The problem of Nigeria is so big that the youth need to come together to fight for their common rights. That's the only when they can achieve this dream. So I know that the unity of the youth, as they have come out en masse to march in protest for their common right. It is their common right, actually, yeah. But I know that the only what I have an objection is, though it's a right step in the right direction, however, though the key word answer shouldn't be the major platform, because Nigeria, if we are telling the government concerning the NSAS stuff, they may change the name and all that. But NSAS is not the problem of this nation. It's like when you are having headache. Headache is not a problem. It's just a symptom that something is not wrong in your body. That is what is the manifestation. That SARS problem is not the major problem. The SARS problem is as a result of things are not working well in Nigeria. That is the reason why the SARS problem emerged. Actually, I have been to police barracks. I have seen where police children, police wife, and police themselves stays in their barrack. When you enter there, you will know that these guys are really suffering. These guys, though, they are our brothers. Some of them are our brothers. They are our fathers. They are our wife. They are our boyfriends and all that. So we also need to fight for their welfare. You know that these people are going, connecting bribe, doing all those stuffs and all that, because things are not that good. You see, most of them who are there, some of them are graduates who are, they are paying them for 45,000 monthly. What would that take them? Most of these people who are putting their life at risk, they are being paid, treated in that way. So that is the reason why they are engaging in all those fraudulent acts. But let me just think of this. Though, to me, the key of that protest should be our mumu is over. Our another thing we should use as a key for that protest should be, there should be a change of governance, not a change of government. Because if you should say a change of government, PDP will come back again. The name will change from APC to PDP. All the members from APC will fall into PDP, and the same category of people are still ruling us. So we should say no, end of this government. No, end of this governance, not end of this government. Okay, that should be our focus. Let me just address something in this platform. Let me just address something. Though I will speak more of this tomorrow when I will be addressing some issues I discovered during this NSAS process. It reveals a lot of things. Our eyes now are open to know the kind of people who are needing us. Okay, so there's something I want to address. The problem that Nigeria has today is not the problem of Buhari as a man, a figurehead, which is just a figurehead. Thank God I made mention of figurehead. It's just a figurehead, the name, carrying name president. He's not the major issue of this country. If you want to treat the issue of this country, then you're going to look on the senators and the legislatives, comprising the judiciaries. These are the problem of this government. Okay, you see, if you are abreast of the arms of government, and you know their role, you will understand what I'm saying. You see, president cannot just come and bring a bill and sign it without the approval of the executives and all that. So executive, they need to, all this legislation and all that, they need to sign, the representative, they need to sign that stuff, then they need to support it. Their role is, they are the lawmakers, their role is to make law, then they will bring it to president will endorse in signature. But if the president should wake up and say this is what we want to do, and those people, these guys who are the legislature, they refuse, the president does not have power to pass that bill. He does not have power of attention to pass that bill, because if he passes it at the discretion of those lawmakers, his seat is at stake. That's the reason why some of the time we hear about a coup. What is the meaning of coup? The coup is a result whereby the legislators have agreed unanimously that they don't want the president again. Then they will do what we call vote of no confidence. Before we know, they have the coup have happened. They have removed the president from office. So if you are the president, in order to retain your seat, what you need to do is to favor them, to do whatever they say. Like we all know that majority win the vote. You are one person, there are many. So your voice cannot, they are the one who put you there. Your voice cannot overshadow them. So what you will do, then you will bounce to their tone. In further, portraying this point further, let's go back to during the time of Goodluck. There was a time that Nigeria was in the economic reception and all that. Goodluck say, in order to ameliorate the situation, instead of increasing our pump price of fuel and all that, next, we who are the government holder, like we the executive, legislation and all that, next, slash our salary half, so that we use our half to solve this problem. They kicked the idea, they kicked it. It didn't work, because only him, his voice cannot subdue the entire their voice. So the problem we are having today is not the problem of Barry. The problem we are having is the problem of each of the people which we have represented which we have elected to represent us there. They are the problem we are having today. Let me just give us, there's something I was browsing to searching today. I was searching something concerned, digging deep about Nigeria stuff and all that. You see, Nigeria has 36 states. Has 36 states. While US have 50 states. US that have 50 states, have how many senators? They have 100 senators. They have 100 senators. US that had 50 states, they have 100 senators. One Nigeria that have 36 states have 109 senators. Okay? Away from that, let me further explain, open our eyes concerning the problem of this country. Let me open our eyes. Let me enlighten us concerning the problem of this country. So let me just tell you that ministers, if the salary, like I was saying, that in Nigeria Nigeria is the highest earned senators in the world. We have 109 senators in Nigeria, and if their salary should be snatched or should be divided into two, then each senators in Nigeria earn 36 million monthly. So if they snatch their salaries into two, they will be having 18 million. They will be going home with 18 million, and the left 18 million, we use that 18 million to create job for 400 persons in Nigeria. Just one person, one senator. If they divide the salary into two, they will use that half of the salary to create job for 400 Nigerians, and these people will be earning 42,000 to 45,000 monthly. You understand what I mean? Monthly. So if they should divide, if you should do some mathematics, talking about doing some mathematics, 400 persons multiply by 109 senators, then you find that at the end of every month, their salary, if they agree to snatch their salary into two, they will create job for 43,600 unemployed Nigerians with their salary if they will accept. Okay, let's go to the legislators. Legislatives, they take home their monthly pay is 25 million monthly. So if these guys will accept that their salary will be split into two, then they will be taking home with 12,500 every month, 12,500 million. So the remaining half will create job for 270 Nigerians with the salary stash of 41,500 to 42,000 each. And if you will still do mathematics, and the representative will have 309 members of representatives in the country. So if you slash their salary, if you want to do the mathematics, then you will have what we call 390 members times 270, that each deduction of one person, senator, one representative will employ, times number of the senators. So you find that each the total representative, they will be creating job for about 97,200. Okay, they will be creating job for 97,200, in which each of these people they have created job will be taking home. They will be paid with 41,000, 42,000 monthly. You understand what I mean now? So this is where the problem of this nation is. The problem of this nation is not just about the economy. The economy is green. The economy is nice. It's the legislature, those who are representing us. They are the people who are just, they don't even think about the masses. They don't think about anybody. They think on their own and their family. That is what they think. Just on their own and their family. That's the reason why they are ready to die for that seat. That's the reason when they are going, they will put their son. I was watching the other day, Tinubu was going to meet the governor of Lagos State. He took his son, the first son. Then what is he doing? Many people don't know the reason. He want to make the first son familiar of where he's going to inherit, because he know that one day, if he's not going to be the next governor of Lagos State, he's going to be the next governor of Lagos. So he's getting him familiar with the system of governorship, getting him familiar with the system, with the governor in present and all that, and making him to know that this is where you belong. You understand what we're saying? So that seat is hereditary. The seat is hereditary. So if it's hereditary, if we happen to know that, if we happen to say yes, this is not just NSAS matter, this is bad governance, not bad government, and bad governance, then they will know that your salary is, they will know, if they know that these people are ready, they know that we are ready, then they will sit up, okay? And we say, no, if you guys don't reduce this salary, there's no end to this protest. No matter how many of us say that our government does not have heart, my dear, they have heart. It depends. We are not ready to give. We are not ready to sacrifice. When we are ready to sacrifice, these people, they have heart. They are human beings like us, okay? They are human beings like us. It's just that they have privilege. The privilege that we collectively put them into privilege. We remember the day we are voting them in. Many of us, we don't go work. We don't do anything. We stand under the sun and all that. We vote for them. They become who they are today. So they have heart. We have the right to remove them. We are the one that puts them. We have the right to remove them. So how many people here that who want to bear the cat? Who want to bear the cat? That's the problem. If the protest starts, maybe army will shoot. Before army will shoot 10 persons, they will not shoot again. When the news, the information, passing around the whole world concerning what the army is doing, the whole world, they will draw the attention of Nigeria. The army will not kill again. So it will be done to the president that he's not Alpha and Omega, he's not God of that country. Then the nation, the other nation, they will come in and help you to fight. Then the president will sit up on the seat. So this is the problem, that if we want to address the problem of this nation, it's not the problem of end the SARS only, or the problem of remove Buhari only. If you remove Buhari, who is going to go there? If you happen, you who is saying that Buhari is not good, if you happen to go there, you will still do more than Buhari, because it is not you, your voice alone that prevail. It is the united voice, and your voice alone cannot win thousands of people's voice. It is only when they agree with what you are saying. That is the only way you can make an impact. The reason why Goodluck couldn't make any impact is because of the people he has in the seat. Okay, that's the reason why he couldn't make an impact. So, my dear, what we should be thinking about is, let's begin to talk to each of the representatives we have in each of our states, in each of the 36 states. If we begin to deal with them, begin to deal with the governors, begin to deal with all those people who are representing us, both in the House of Assembly, in the local level, in the government, state level, and the federal level, begin to draw their ears, my dear, the problem will be solved. It's not the problem of Buhari, bad boy, or the SARS. The problem is more than that. The problem is the bad governance. Okay, the bad not governance, not in each of the states in that nation, each of the states, the bad governance. Okay, so because of the 19th, this is where I'm going to stop this video. So hopefully by tomorrow I still have other areas I'm going to touch. So thank you.